Welcome akademiks. Can't ride no wave.
Y'all think it's over today? Anyway, chat, welcome. Listen, we do have a bunch of topics to talk about today. Young Miami gets responded to by Joe Budden. A couple, little fallouts from the Caribou Lil Yachty situation. Pooh Shiesty shoots a shot at Cardi B. Offset's not going for it. We get some more information on YBC Dull, who passed away, a Philly rapper who passed away yesterday. And a few more other things that's happening in the culture. You get what I'm saying? What else? I felt like I had about a few more topics in mind too. We're gonna get to whatever. So if I don't think of something, please just definitely spam it in the chat. I'm gonna try to keep the Drake banter to a limited amount this time. I know. Recently we've been doing like an hour of Drake stream. Over an hour of the stream been dedicated to Drake. And as much as, I like the rapper Drake, I do realize there's many other things for us to talk about. And some of y'all might get a little bit, just tired of hearing about Drake. I get you. Okay, so it's Yachty's birthday, I believe. Or is it the day after his birthday? Which one is it? Anyway, happy birthday to Lil Yachty. Let me see what else. I'm just looking at a few things that are popping up. Okay. By the way, why did I get news that Kendrick is coming? I've gotten some sources that tell me Kendrick. I don't think it's on some diss shit, but I've heard that Kendrick is loading up. Now I don't know if that means an album. I don't know if he's finally gonna start giving out the handouts of features that he probably promised them niggas who were crip walking and blood walking on that stage. I don't know if it's just gonna be a Lucy. Maybe it's that track that was on the beginning of the Not Like Us video. But I was told Kendrick is coming. So, and pause on that, by the way. That sounds wild if you listen to it in the vacuum. Okay. You know what we also did not talk about? We didn't talk about the youngboy situation. So YB, who caught another charge, we didn't really kind of flush that out a bit. So remind me to talk about that, right? So we'll actually talk. Matter of fact, we should probably start with that, right? We should probably start with that. Look at y'all. Look at these niggas in here. Yeah, listen, I will say Kendrick's team keeps a tight lid on everything. So I couldn't get any confirmation more than Kendrick's coming. I don't know what that means. What the fuck does that mean? You get what I mean? It's one of them joints, man. Kendrick opened his mouth. Just get that nigga the Grammy ready, man. Fuck. Anyway, NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy, who, remember I told you guys that he basically pled guilty to a Louisiana gun possession charge. And in that possession charge, it's kind of interesting. So Youngboy has caught 3 gun possessions. Clearly Youngboy loves guns. Youngboy, which by the way, it's kind of shocking that he would even have or need a gun up in Utah. I've been there. I'm telling you, they have a small army guard in the nigga. Multiple shifts, checkpoints, all type of shit. They were treating the shit like it was almost like a maximum security jail. To keep it real, Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania didn't have better people protecting him than Youngboy has 24 hours a day. I'm going up there, these niggas got silencers, all type of shit. They got snipers. These niggas was planning for some other shit. But I'm guessing when you got the money, I don't know how much that costs a year, you could just pay niggas just to be a small army for you. So anyway, we all know that Youngboy caught 1 gun charge. It was in Louisiana when he was shooting a video. Remember back in the heyday, this was the prime Youngboy. He would do a music video. No, he would do a song, preview it real quick. If people like it, he goes into the streets, literally shoots the video drops tomorrow. To keep it real, Youngboy revolutionized how music is being dropped, even how Drake is dropping music right now. Now, I'm not going to just credit that to Youngboy, but a lot of this shit was unheard of. Once the DSP era kind of took over, nobody just dropped random music anymore. But Youngboy kind of revolutionized it because he dropped music like a vlogger, right? He would again, I can't remember what video it was. I remember him FaceTiming me, and he had the outfit on, and then literally the video came out the next day. The turnaround time in music historically, when you use these big production companies or some of these, big producers, big directors, back in the day, was Benny Boom and Director X and all that. bro, they're not giving you a video turnaround in a day. Like, you know what I mean? They're going to tell you, like, bro, couple of weeks, bro, okay? We got all type of shit to do. It's going to be fine, but a couple of weeks, right? Youngboy, we all know this nigga, he's the master of creating 1,000 videos in the same room. Like, how much time could he show you the garage? He show you this corner, that corner, this corner, that corner. One time he's standing on the hood of the car. The other time he's in the car seat. The other time he's just chilling by the trunk. Like, he's pretty creative. I got to give him credit. So, just to break this down, you know, he moves like a vlogger. Like, he gets these cameramen. They're pretty much run and gun. Yo, just film me doing some shit. We're gonna edit it real quick in Final Cut or whatever, Adobe, whatever, and we're gonna put this video out tomorrow. So Youngboy's in Louisiana. He tells all his homies to come out. They all come out with their choppers because you can't show up to the music video shoot without your handy dandy handgun. Some person who's a snitch, not a snitch, a civilian, calls the cops. The cops run down. Everybody scatter. Guns get thrown away. They basically, you know, it's Youngboy's music video shoot, but when the cops show up and neither the witness say they ever saw Youngboy with a gun. They go through this SD card. The SD card depicts Youngboy having a gun. He ain't supposed to have a gun. Federal charge. Bingo. Okay. His homies did try to take the charge, but they were not going to give away the charge of him having a gun because they felt that they had proof on the SD card. Okay. Now, he basically, when they actually go to arrest him, right? Because he got arrested statewide, but then he bonded out. Then he goes to LA, and then the feds are coming in to indict now, okay? They go to arrest him, and basically he got a gun in that car. So that's another gun charge, right? Then he takes off running. They send a K9 after him. He's hopping over a fence. He's doing backflip parkour. He's doing all type of shit. Essentially, he beats that case in federal court. So he beats the second gun charge federally, and you know, I told y'all the feds are mad. They're tight. They're upset. Why did he beat the case? By the way, you know, I wish it was easier to get like body cam shit for LA, but they're like really tight on it, especially like the feds. They don't really like releasing shit. Anyway, the nigga takes the police in a high-speed chase. I think he's in a Maybach. The nigga's in a Maybach, takes them on a high-speed chase, hops out the Maybach, starts running. They let the dogs after him. He's running like a motherfucker, hopping over a fence. He hides under like a thing. They basically surround the place, say, yo, come out or we're sending the dog. And I think they sent the dog, but the dog didn't bite him. And anyway, I say all that to say the reason why he beat that case is that the gun was in the glove compartment in the car, and they actually argued successfully in court that the car was new. Youngboy didn't know the gun was there. His fingerprints ain't on the gun nor the magazine. There's no proof that he touched the gun, put the gun there, and not because he was driving a car that had a gun there that he didn't know about means he should be held liable for it. And surprisingly, you know, after a bunch of suppression hearings at 7:30, he actually won. He won that. You get what I'm saying? So he beat the feds once. I told you they're mad as hell. He still had the original one from the music video Louisiana thing. And then while he beats the first one, you know, this is taking a couple years. They grant him, you know, because he was locked up for a couple months at a time. They grant him house arrest on what's called Gravedigger Mountain in Utah. So he basically gets like this $10-15 million house. He tells the judge, I'm going to pay for like $2.4 million a month. I forgot what the exact amount was, but they pledge a certain amount for like around the clock security, trained per people. And, you know, obviously he's still going to have his ankle monitor on. He also picked a house where the probation officer was going to be even close by there, or the probation office actually. So they let him out. So he goes to Gravedigger Mountain. Okay, cool. He's at Gravedigger Mountain, blah, blah, blah. You know, he has a couple of guests, Gilly Wallow, me, who else? I think Little Mabu might have been up. He's had people come up there. All of a sudden, the feds, or not the feds actually, Utah State Police, well actually really the city police, and then also in lieu of the state, they run down because they say Youngboy has been cosplaying as a doctor, Dr. Golden, who has been issuing fake prescriptions that he's having his side chicks pick up and his mans in them, right? They said he's done it so many times, and this is a drug ring that, again, if you ask me, if he was doing this, which I believe he's completely innocent, but if he was doing this, nobody actually believes somebody who made $100 million in music the year before is trying to make money off selling drugs that he got illegally from pharmacies, right? So we basically, if this is true, he's just trying to feed an addiction that he probably gained while being in house arrest and being sitting stir crazy. He's probably self-medicating. So all them drugs was probably for him, right? Cool. When they run in and they raid the house to arrest him and others, they find another gun. So this is about the third gun that is now being found. And by the way, every time a gun is being found, remember, the feds lost a gun case to YB. They feel away. They're petty. They feel away. They still have one more shot at him in Louisiana. And now the state, I don't even think the state actually charged him with the gun. But the feds have came in and charged him with the gun that they found in a raid. Did he have a gun in his hand? No, but there was a gun inside the house. Now, keep in mind, he has armed security. He has a militia around his house. There was a personal handgun that supposedly belonged to his wife. It's a legal handgun. It's not illegal. Now, this is a little gray area because it's supposedly said that, when you live with a felon, that doesn't, neutralize your rights to be able to have to be able to bear arms. So you still could have a gun while you're living in the house with a felon who can't have a gun. Here's the thing. Usually, like the stipulation is you have to make sure that the felon doesn't have access to said weapon, right? So if you keep it in a safe, they should know the password. If it's a fingerprint, their fingerprint shouldn't be on it. And basically, it's almost like, it separates them from grabbing the gun anytime and doing whatever they want. So the gun was legal. But here's what happened. Youngboy, he don't believe in the right to remain silent. He probably don't know what it means by anything you do or say could be used in a court of law against you. And when the police comes in and they're searching the place and they ask him if there's any guns, he says, yes, there's a legal gun, but it's my girl's gun. And then they ask him the obvious question, have you ever used the gun? Has it ever been in your possession? And he says, yes, I've moved the gun back and forth before, like one time. And basically admits that he's handled the gun. So that's kind of like their proof. Like he literally says it's going to be on somebody's body cam somewhere where he supposedly said, yeah, I have touched the gun. He cannot touch the gun. That's the thing. So the feds came in and they have now, because he's about to plead guilty in this Louisiana case, they clearly want him to get, they want him to get that 7 years, like 7 or more years. Supposedly he's facing 10, so they give him another charge. And I think probably what's going to happen is lawyer's going to have to just try to, sweep everything into one plea, and that's going to probably suffice for the feds, because the feds are going to get Youngboy in probably a sentence that's going to look at, I don't know, 7 to 8, maybe 9 years, could even be 10, honestly. Could be the max. Now, how does this go? This is going to be we're going to see how this plays out. Number one, he has state charges for the drug stuff, the drug prescription. He's probably going to plea out to that too. I don't know if they could run the concurrently, because there's a Fed charge or a Fed sentence and then state sentence. Usually they don't run concurrent. You have to do one after the other. But anyway, this is about 3 gun cases now feds have picked up on him. And I don't know if they're going to count the house arrest as, okay, that's part of your incarceration. Youngboy hasn't left the house in years. So if they do count the house arrest as, minusing years off his sentence, even if they give him 10, he'll probably be out in like 6, right? Like the guy's been like literally on house arrest since the pandemic, damn near, right? Am I wrong? Like he's been on house arrest for a really long time. So again, we'll see how that goes. However, he did, let me see if I could pull it up. Youngboy feds. I'll read quickly what they said. Yeah, he was smacked with a second federal gun case before entering a plea. In the original case, they're saying that prosecutors filed a new felon in possession of a firearm charge against the rapper. Right? You could tell they're being so petty. because he's pleading guilty already in another district, and they gave him another charge, right? Like, why not just go to his lawyer saying, hey, listen, hey, whatever the plea we were going to give you is going to be a little bit worse, but you're pleading guilty to this new charge as well of gun possession, right? But they're trying to fuck him over, definitely. And I can't say, they're just having it out for him. I think they're also probably upset that youngboy has been thumbing his nose in federal prosecutors' face for a long time. There was a time that youngboy, the prosecutors brought it up in court. They said, hey, we have reason to believe that the defendant, who is on federal house arrest currently, he's taking drugs at an alarming pace, and that might go against the stipulations about his release. That might be a violation. Youngboy basically said, I ain't going to stop taking the drugs. And, of course, his lawyer comes with a backup to say, well, the drugs he's taking, he does have prescribed. This is why that's probably one of the reasons, they probably encourage, like, state to raid the crib. Like, yo, nah, this nigga is doing too much, right? So, again, they were tired of youngboy basically thumbing his nose in their face saying, yo, y'all niggas can't do shit to stop me, right? I'm rich as fuck. I'm gonna go get my 50,000 perks or whatever the fuck, or I'm gonna do what I want. Y'all not gonna stop me. And clearly they're probably trying to show him a point to say, nigga, we will stop you, and we have, right? Anyway, the charge stems from Golden's arrest in April. Authorities said the rappers and others used fake names to scam pharmacies across Utah into providing them with drugs as part of a large-scale prescription drug fraud ring. The court documents say Golden's arrest and the investigation revealed the rapper illegally possessed a Sig Sauer, a P365 9mm semi-automatic pistol, and he's considered a felon as part of a 2016 shootout case. That's how he got introduced into the rap game. And he's banned from possession, firearms, and ammunition. He also faces a state charge in Utah, part of the same investigation before judges, blah, 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 in Cake County and Weber County. The next court days, whatever. The new charge was filed after Golden agreed to have his 2020 Baton Rouge gun case transferred to Utah to enter a guilty plea and move forward to sentencing. In that case, this is when he was shooting the music video, okay? Golden must enter a guilty plea in that case now that has been transferred to Utah, or else will be transferred back. Having the case moved to Utah is strictly out of convenience. Okay. The range of punishment for the charge is up to 10 years. Again, I would imagine that he would try to lump this new charge into this thing, that even if he gets 7 years, he gets it for both, right? So, NBA Youngboy, hold your head, and I hope once this is done, this will be the end of his legal woes. I think we could probably safely say Kodak Black, I still think he has an addiction problem, but at least he's just not going back and forth to jail. This is probably one of the longest we haven't seen Kodak. Well, actually, is it? No. Kodak was locked up not too long ago. I don't know. I'm trying. Has Kodak put like all the jail fuckery behind him, or is he like still kind of like going back and forth there? Yo, you start to think about people like Kodak Black and NBA Youngboy. You start to think what they could have been if they weren't spending half their time in a jail cell. Like, NBA Youngboy's work ethic is so great, but then you get to realize why his work ethic has to be so great when he's free, because he's spending years or months in a jail cell where he can't do any recording or anything like that. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, we'll see what happens with this new charge. But if you look at the affidavit, the reason why he's charged with possession of the Sig Sauer P365 semi-automatic pistol is because it's supposed to be his girl gun. And he literally told the cops, yeah, I've handled this gun a few times. And they're like, word? Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, bro. Okay.